When I was 18, my boy caught a case for stabbing someone. I stepped up and took the fall for him. But the day I got out, not a single person showed up. Not even my closest bro. 5 years later, I finally saw daylight again. I still remember. Before I went in, he swore he'd roll out the red carpet for me. I waited till dark, nobody came. I dragged myself out of there alone. Even now, I told myself he probably just forgot. My release date was only set 3 years ago. Figured he just slipped up like always. I checked into some cheap motel, dropped 150 bucks. Quick shower, then crashed on the bed. And I started thinking about the good old days with the crew. Haha, 5 years, man. Tonight I'm finally done flying solo. I grabbed a card off the nightstand and made a call. A soft, sweet voice picked up on the other end. Hello, sir. What kind of service can I get you tonight? I couldn't be bothered talking. Just gave her the room number and hung up. I stretched out on the bed, drifting back to my time inside. I had 7 OGs looking out for me in there. For 5 years. If it wasn't for them, those killers would have finished me off. Then the doorbell rang. I threw on a towel and headed over with a grin. 5 years, bro. 5 years without a woman. My heart was going crazy. I could barely hold myself back. I swung the door open and called out, "Hey girl, daddy missed you so much." But the second those words left my mouth, I froze. It felt like a knife to the chest. Everything came crashing down. That face, I knew that face, standing right there in front of me. My hands started shaking. It was my little sister, Zhang Yao. How did she end up doing this? She didn't recognize me. I'd shaved my head and looked like a wreck. When I took the fall for Chen Hao, he promised me he'd take care of my family. And this is what it came to? The cigarette slipped from my fingers. I was completely numb. Then Zhang Yao recognized me. I walked up to her, eyes red. "Yao, I'm sorry, this is on me, I failed you." The second I said it, the tears just poured out of her. All this time I thought Chen Hao and Liu Qian had her covered, but she just broke down and ran straight into my arms. "Bro, you don't know. The moment you got locked up, they ghosted me completely." Part of me didn't want to believe it. I figured she was just overwhelmed. I rubbed the top of her head and said quietly, "Hey, don't be scared. Big bro's back. Nobody's touching you anymore. Bro, I missed you so much, they wouldn't even let me visit." Tears soaked through my shirt as she let out 5 years of pain. No parents, just the two of us, and we always had each other. Zheng Chen was always her rock, but once I was gone, she had nobody. I couldn't even imagine what she went through those 5 years. "Yao, tell me everything that happened while I was gone." I wiped the tears off her face. She slowly calmed down, sat on the bed, and started talking through red eyes. "After you went in, Chen Hao and Sun Hao took over the whole turf. Liu Qian stayed by Chen Hao's side the whole time. They kept growing. 3 years ago, they took down the biggest gang in the city, the Triad. After that, I never saw Chen Hao again." I frowned. She still hadn't said a word about how Chen Hao treated her. "Yo, Chen Hao promised me he'd look after you." She let out a bitter laugh when I said that. "Look after me? Bro, you were too naive. He never gave a damn about you. Everything I've become. That's all because of him." The second I heard that, every cell in my body lit on fire. "Bro, I figured it out later. You going to prison was Chen Hao and Liu Qian's plan all along. I went to court over and over trying to appeal, but he had too much power. Nothing stuck." "Yao, that can't be real. I don't believe it. I gave up everything for that man, and this is how he repays me?" Zhang Yao broke down again. "Bro, we both got played." Right then, bang! Someone kicked the door wide open. Some guy in a tank top pointed straight at me and started going off. "Yo, punk, you really booking a room with my girl? You got a death wish?" I looked up and 3 words flashed through my mind. "It's a setup." I was still piecing it together when things moved fast. Zhang Yao's face turned red and she rushed toward him. "Ming, I'm sorry, and this is actually my brother." The moment she said that, it all clicked for me. They were running a honey trap. They just didn't expect to walk into me tonight. Ma Ming went quiet, stared at me for a long moment. Then he turned to Zhang Yao. "You serious?" She bit her lip and nodded. I could tell she was scared out of her mind. Ma Ming exploded, slapped Zhang Yao hard across the face. It felt like my heart got ripped out. I couldn't fathom what she'd been through. My blood was boiling, eyes went red, fists clenched tight. "Ming, please, I'm begging you, let me and my brother go just this once." But Ma Ming's face looked downright terrifying. "Zhang Yao, what do you think this place is? How long has it been since you pulled in any business? I don't care who he is, nobody's walking out without paying." He said it, then swung another slap right at Zhang Yao. But this time I was already standing in front of her. I grabbed Ma Ming's arm and locked it down. He looked stunned. Couldn't believe someone was actually stepping up on his turf. He shook me off, crossed his arms, and gave me a cold, hard stare. "I don't care who you are. Drop 3 grand and we're done here." I kept my fist tight and didn't even look at him, just stared at the handprint on Zhang Yao's face. My whole life I protected her. She never got touched by anyone. "Yao, stop crying. As long as I'm here, nobody lays a hand on you." Zhang Yao grabbed my hand through tears. "Bro, just go, please. This isn't like 5 years ago. The crew's gone." The second she finished, Ma Ming burst out laughing behind her.